Live and local from Fox 7. This is Good Day Austin.
Good morning, 7 o'clock now on this Tuesday. Thanks for joining us here on Good Day Austin. We all talked about how much we appreciated a little bit of cloud cover yesterday. It just cools things off a little bit and makes it not so unbearable to be outside, Chelsea.
Yeah, and a lot of folks saw the rain, but those that didn't still got to take advantage of the cool down. I know, Danielle, you walked your dog. You said you couldn't otherwise.
Yeah, my dog appreciated the cloud cover as well. So
and his little paws, right? Because the semen wasn't as hot.
No dog walk for, that was it. He's lucky he got one yesterday.
Yeah, today will be rough.
Yeah, you've got to do it now or
I really didn't mean that pun. I know, I'm sorry.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry to everyone.
Tune in to Good Day Austin. We've got the puns. Yes, dog walking best pre-sunrise, post-sunset today because it is going to be toasty out there, still into the triple digits, not looking as good as far as those rain chances go, though. Tower cam showing the clouds with us early this morning. These clouds will be breaking up later today, but we've still got the haze hanging with us. That's actually that dust that traveled all the way across the Atlantic from the Sahara Desert. Could contribute to some respiratory issues this afternoon. 75 right now for you in Burnett, Blanco, Fredericksburg. You're starting out at 74 degrees. It's 78 in Austin right now. The same in Bastrop. Currently 77 in Georgetown and San Marcos. So a warm start to your Tuesday. The clouds looking a little bit thicker as you get closer to the coast. That's where we've got more moisture this morning. Rain going to be hard to come by though today because unlike yesterday and the day before, we won't have that trigger in the atmosphere, that disturbance that brings us the lift and the energy we need. So we stay dry today. Afternoon highs in the hill country, mid to upper 90s. Along and east of I-35, temperatures topping out in the upper 90s and the low triple digits. Factor in the humidity. It's going to feel even hotter than that. We're going to talk more about your forecast for today and the rest of the work week, as well as a potential pattern change coming this weekend. That's all in just a few minutes. But now let's check on your Tuesday commute with Danielle.
Thank you, Chelsea. Well, in East Austin, delays are growing on westbound Highway 71 at the 183 service road because of a crash involving a semi. One lane is blocked and it's causing those westbound lanes to be jammed up all the way back to FM 973. So definitely leave early if this is your inbound commute. But no issues to report along Mopac. Let's take a live look there. This is near Duval. Taillights are southbound towards downtown. And according to our real-time sensors, the inbound drive from Palmer Lane to downtown is currently 10 minutes. Switching to a look at I-35 now, we are seeing the typical morning delays in South Austin on those northbound lanes. Those lanes are stop and go from Slaughter to Stastny Lane, and then they slow down again from Old Torf into downtown. On the map, I'm showing a single vehicle crash on East 7th Street at Shady Lane, which is just past the Montopolis Bridge. Prepare to slow down there and watch out for a wreck blocking one lane at Rutherford Lane, just west of Connor Drive. Finally, if you're heading out to Highway 183, here are your current travel times. If you're coming from the north side, the drive from 620 to 360 is 7 minutes. And south side commuters, Highway 71 to MLK Boulevard will take you 6 minutes.
Well, the special session is underway over at the Capitol, and one of the most controversial topics is up for debate. Today, top law enforcement from around Texas, along with others, will stand in the fight against the bathroom bill. Jacqueline Sarkeesian's live now at the Capitol and joins us with the latest. Jacqueline?
Well, Lauren, police chiefs, officers, sexual assault survivors, and many more are all coming together against the bathroom bill. Now, they're doing this with a public safety event, and some others joining in are public school superintendents. They're all urging lawmakers to reject efforts to pass unnecessary and discriminatory legislation. The Senate is set to vote on the bathroom bill this week, and opponents say the measure discriminates against transgender people and will end up hurting the state's economy, while supporters argue it's a safety and privacy issue.
In the same way where when kids come over, kids of opposite sex don't go into the bathroom with our kids in the same way that our kids, as boy and girl, don't share the bathroom at the same time. We think that that safety should extend to the school.
You don't immediately know when someone is transgender just by looking at them. In some cases you can tell, in other cases you just can't.
Later this morning at 11 on the south steps of the Capitol, there will be a news conference. All those attending will speak out against the bathroom bill. Mayor Steve Adler will give the opening remarks, and to talk more about this issue and other things being discussed during the special session, Governor Greg Abbott will be on our newscast later today at 5. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, we will be watching. Jacqueline, thank you. Well, there are about 20 days left in the special session and still a lot of work to be done. Texas lawmakers are trying to pick up the pace to get some of those bills to the floor for debate. Yesterday, the Republican-led Senate decided to move controversial items, including the bathroom bill, down on their list. And in the House, members passed a critical sunset bill that keeps several agencies open. With that out of the way, there's speculation that Democrats will leave town. That way, bills won't reach the necessary number of votes to move forward. But Democrats say the clock-killing tactic is not being considered for now. House members are going to be in committee meetings today, while senators are expected to continue pushing final votes over the next few days.
The driver of the 18-wheeler believed to have been holding nearly 100 immigrants in San Antonio claims he didn't know anyone was inside the truck. 60-year-old James Matthew Bradley Jr. appeared in court Monday to face charges of human smuggling. 10 people died and 20 others have been hospitalized with extreme dehydration and heat stroke after spending hours locked inside a semi-truck in more than 100-degree weather. Bradley reportedly told federal prosecutors he only became aware of the people inside his trailer when he stopped for a break. If convicted, Bradley could face the death penalty. His next court date is Thursday. Immigrants who survive being smuggled across the border seldom set out on the life they intended. Victim advocates say smuggling often transitions into extortion, kidnapping, and rape. In recent years, police have stopped smuggling attempts in Central Texas. This is video from a stash house in southeast Austin, where police found 28 undocumented immigrants in 2014. Since 2003, the organization Refugee Services of Texas has helped more than 400 victims in the Austin area. They say many fear coming forward because of immigration status, but victims are actually protected by what's called a T visa.
Human smuggling is a business. They are just trying to make money off of people who are very, very vulnerable and very desperate to have a better life.
If you have any information on a possible stash house or trafficking operation, Refugee Services of Texas urges you to call the tip line on your screen.
Well, Texas lawmakers are paying tribute to the life of a young Austin man who was killed in Greece earlier this month. The family of Bakari Henderson was there at the state capitol yesterday for a resolution from the Senate honoring Bakari. The memorial noted how he worked under the dome a few years ago as an intern and a page in the Senate. Earlier this month, a group of men beat up Bakari and killed him while he was in Greece. 9 men have been arrested for that attack.
With the critical vote on health care expected today, President Trump is calling on Republicans to get results while also trying to move the spotlight away from the Russia controversy.
There's been enough talk and no action. Now is the time for action.
President Trump met yesterday with a group of Americans who believe they've been hurt by the Affordable Care Act. That meeting came just hours after the president warned Republican lawmakers that there would be repercussions if they fail to act on health care reform. Quote, Republicans have a last chance to do the right thing on repeal and replace after years of talking and campaigning on it. That tweet is one in a series about health care over the past week. Each is meant to put pressure on Senate Republicans to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act.
Behind me today, we have real American families, great families, just spent a lot of time with them, who are suffering because 7 years ago a small group of politicians and special interests in Washington engineered a government takeover of health care. Every pledge that Washington Democrats made to pass that bill turned out to be a lie. It was a big, fat, ugly lie.
The president campaigned on a promise to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, but both the Republican-controlled House and Senate have failed to come up with a plan. The Senate vote to open debate on health care is expected this afternoon. At least 50 votes are needed to move forward, and possibly joining the vote will be Senator John McCain. The 80-year-old recently had surgery to remove a brain tumor, but doctors have cleared him to fly to Washington and return to work.
And the healthcare talk isn't diverting all the attention away from the Russia investigation. President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, will meet again today with investigators in closed meetings about his contacts with Russians during the election. Yesterday, Kushner released an 11-page statement detailing the campaign meetings and maintaining his innocence.
Record and documents I have voluntarily provided will show that all of my actions were proper and occurred in the normal course of events of a very unique campaign.
Kushner's not finished with his meetings. He's back on the Hill again today to meet with the House Intelligence Committee. Now, as for Donald Trump Jr. and former campaign manager Paul Manafort, negotiations are underway, which will determine when those two will appear.
Meantime, there's a new report that President Trump has spoken with advisors about firing Attorney General Jeff Sessions. That's according to 3 people who've recently spoken to the president. They demanded anonymity to discuss the private conversations. Yesterday, the president referred to Sessions in a tweet as beleaguered and troubled. The tweet comes less than a week after the president, in a New York Times interview, said Sessions should never have taken the job as Attorney General if he was going to recuse himself from all matters related to the Russia investigation. It is 7:11 right now. Coming up on Good Day Austin, it's the right place at the right time for an NFL player. We'll tell you how he saved a man's life at ABIA.
And tax-free weekend is coming. We're going to tell you how you can save money on those back-to-school supplies after the break.
And the kiddos will be going back to school before we know it. And this morning, if you need a little bit of help, maybe outfitting them with some of those supplies, we are going to tell you how you can get your hands on some free school supplies through Manos de Cristo. It's a nonprofit that's coming up in about 15 minutes.